Hello, everybody. Today we're going to see some stars and moon and partly some other planets or galaxies. Yeah, the most prominent ones you can see on the sky are usually Venus, uh, Jupiter, Saturn, and sometimes Jupiter, Saturn. Uranus, maybe it's not that much visible, but usually the four planets that are very visible are Venus, Mars is a little bit visible, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus. Okay, so these four things are very much visible on the kind of the planets visible on the part of the solar system, and moon is also visible. Today, this is kind of moon structure which comes in. Okay, it's just something like half moon or something like that. Okay, so this is a half moon, and if you look at the structure, okay, so it has got some kind of because it's not that much, I cannot focus that much. It's actually half moon. And when you see the moon, when you see it is half moon and things like that, usually the radiations are little bit tilted. Okay, so there's a huge amount of light coming from the moon, which is a kind of taking a curve and things like that. That is why it seems to be a kind of full moon. This might be Jupiter, I think. So this might be, I think it is Jupiter. Okay, or Venus is usually a little bit blue or something like that. So this must be Jupiter or Saturn, any one of these two. Okay, and let's go further and see some other kind of things. I think there's something that is be available. Okay, so I think this is Venus. Went out of scale. Anyway, catching those planets is very difficult sometimes. Oh yeah, this is Venus, I think. Okay, so it has got a blue kind of aura over it. Okay, so it has got a blue kind of aura over it. So that must be Venus or something like that. It might be, I think it is, I think it might be Uranus also. Uranus or Neptune. I'm not very sure of the thing, but still it has got, you can see the shape because it's much further, you cannot clearly see it and position it and then find out whether it is whether it's Saturn or Uranus or Neptune or Pluto. Okay, so I just wanted to show you some other planets. These planets are kind of very difficult to see. That is why I'm showing you. So this planet is very clearly visible. This is, I think it's Mercury or Venus, I think. Or maybe it's Jupiter also, but I'm not very sure. Okay, some things are very visible because what happens there are certain positions when they face the sun as kind of really bright. Oh, this is Venus, I think, or Neptune, I think. Okay, see, it's spinning really fast, so it must be Saturn or Jupiter, Saturn. Yeah. Okay, mostly the things are why planets cannot be really identified unless you have a very good telescope or something like that, because they just like moon, you see half moon, like that also planets will be seen sometimes half of the things and half shade and things like that. So that is why you cannot really kind of so, but some planets are completely visible during some time, and some planets are not really completely visible in the sense because the light reaching them is not completely facing the earth during the right time. That is why we are not able to see some other things. Anyway. Okay, so anyway, we'll go to the next one and find out what is there inside. Okay, so here I'm seeing some other planets, some other planets also. I think this is one of the stars. Okay, this is not a star actually. It is just looks like a speck or something like that, like a dot or something like that. But still, I'm seeing some other stars. Okay, there will be something like three stars over, and two of the stars are visible, and two of the stars are not visible. So this is how the sky looks like with the camera. But only when you zoom certain things, then you can see those things as bigger things. So the stars or planets will look something like a dot like this. Okay, when you see this clear sky, this is how they look like. And sometimes we have the sky very clear, then you can see the dots very clear. It's because it's a little bit cloudy nowadays. You cannot see it that much clear. Okay, these are the kinds of stars. So mostly when you see something vertically above your head, so those kind of things are usually very visible. See, I'm trying to zoom one of the things and then find out what is in there. Let's find out. Yeah, I can see the star, but I'm not zooming in properly. Okay, okay. I'm trying to zoom in, but this is a kind of star, I think, usually, because I try to zoom to the maximum level, still I'm not able to see it properly. So it might be a star. Okay. So while seeing the things, the space, the moon, and other things, you should be seeing. Yeah. See, I'm zooming. Still, I think it is a. It might be a planet also, but I'm not very sure. Because if you see a star, there'll be always a kind of real bright spot-like thing, and then it will be blinking so fast, kind of thing. So it will be always like winking and blinking and those kind of things. Usually, when you see galaxies, if you see further extreme, see that might be some other things. Okay. See, so galaxies also within the stars you can see some of the galaxies also. They look like stars also. The galaxies also look like stars, but we don't have that much of power to zoom all the things and see. So galaxy core is sometimes kind of little bit, uh, you know, but this is specifically a star. Okay, you saw the blinking. Yeah, this is specifically a star. Okay, this is how mostly star look like when you look at the clear sky. They blink. Okay, see, that star is actually a blinking one. So that is definitely a kind of star. This is kind of some other. This may be a star or it might be a planet or something like that. So, but it has got bright light, so it might be a star too. So galaxies also you can see sometimes, but galaxies and all those things you need high power telescopes and kind of those kind of things which you can see. But anyway, okay. So you saw some other things, right? I wanted to show you everything so I can see. These are all stars. It's a normal. I'm not showing you the complete. See that is blinking, so that must be a different star. So when you have big like stars, usually give out light with that. They give you spurts of light, like blink, spurts of light very fast, kind of like suddenly they give a blink like that. So when light comes as a kind of so much of blink, then it means it's a star. It may not be sometimes it's a galaxy usually don't blink that much. Okay, planet. This is a planet. Okay, so now I saw this is another planet. Okay, that's not a star. This is a planet. Okay, because it's not blinking that much. So, but it is much further, so I cannot see it properly or zoom in. Yeah. Okay, some other things. So you should know what are planets, what are stars, how they winkle. Even if you zoom for 100 times, 10 times, this must be, see that was blinking too much. So it must be a star or something like that. Okay, a close by star or something like that. This is not blinking much. Okay, this is not blinking much, so it must be some kind of galaxy or some kind of planet or something like that. Usually stars are very difficult to see during the night time. So when they are much further, they always blink also. So galaxies and other things are kind of things which you can see usually, and some of the planets and things like that. Even some of the asteroids also visible when they have light falling over them. But asteroids are not usually close by. Okay, because I'm not able to focus it properly, so I cannot show you everything. Okay. Okay, so we go back. Okay, first thing we have to know some of the things like how life structure is formed on Earth. Okay, the first thing is let's find out how life structure is formed on Earth. Okay, some of the things I wanted to show you. So I go to Google, life structures on Earth. Life on planets. So you have some other things. The people are usually ask, is there life on Earth, of life on other planets and things like that. First thing you have to understand how life gets formed on Earth. Okay, some planets and why life is not there on some other planets and things like that. Okay, usually for life to exist on planets, okay, life on Venus, astronomers see a signal in its clouds published. Okay, so okay. Anyway, so these are the kinds of things. So some of the things people think that there's life on Mars, there's life on intelligent life on, space, extraterrestrial space, and some other planets and things like that, where life might be there, and some other things like Kepler 22b might be is another ingredient for life. The Julius 667. This is another kind of galaxy where you can, they say, or a star cluster where you can see life or something like that. Proxima Centauri is, they think that life won't exist there, though they have planets and other things. It may not sustain life or something like that. Kepler also, okay. So these are planetary systems which might have life. Okay, that is what they are thinking, but we are not very sure about all these things. Okay, but today we'll talk about what is life on Earth. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, first thing to form for formation of life on Earth. First thing, the Earth has to Earth kind of thing, or the kind of what is that? This kind of planet that has to be there. It's a kind of spherical planet. It should first thing it should have an atmosphere. Okay. Secondly, it should have an atmosphere with oxygen. Okay, oxygen is the main ingredient of certain things. Okay. Third, what are the basic ingredients of light might be possible in certain planets? These are just heuristics. Okay, heuristics in the sense this they might have life on Earth. These probability is high chances of there. That is life means as compared to our life. Alien life is something different. As compared to our life is different. Our kind of life systems is different. Alien life may be different kind of thing. But still, if you want to say comparative study of life on some other planet, then it is a kind of like what are the basic things that might be you should look for when you reach some kind of planet and what kind of things. First thing is it has to have about 10 kilometers or uh, 10,000 kilometers or 20,000 kilometers radius. Okay, 20,000 kilometers 10,000 to 20,000 kilometers is a most probably a prominent size of radius that prominent size of radius or diameter that is very effective for life. Okay, first thing is 10,000 meters, 10,000 kilometers radius. That is the first thing. The second one is water. Okay, it should have water. Okay, some kind of water should be there, and it should be at least minimum half the planet. Half the planet should be filled with water. Okay, that is a minimum requirement. Half the planet or one third the planet. Minimum requirement will be one third the planet should be filled with water. So without that life cannot be there. Okay, the earth also had one third water, and from there only it started life. Okay, without one third water you cannot have life on earth. Okay, less than that ratio it's pretty difficult. And where did that one third water lie? It is usually formation of ice and other kind of things which is on the south pole, or the thing which is not facing the sun. Okay, those kind of areas is where a little bit dark and things like that, and the thing was kind of like ice kind of thing was formed, and so you have life might be possible there. Okay, extreme heat, life is not possible. Extreme cold, life is not possible. So there has to be some kind of intermediary. To speeden up process, maybe light is effective. Okay, speeden up process in the thing like for making life faster, kind of making other organisms extremely fast, maybe light is necessary, but usually light is not very effective in kind of extreme fast reproduction and things like that, those kind of things. So what happens usually, it should have one third water. Okay, that is the basic thing, and should have some kind of ice formation on some pole. Okay, north pole or south pole, some kind of poles where ice formation should be there. That is the basic requirement of life. Okay, number 3 is, I told you, atmosphere. Atmosphere should have minimum about for some kind of oxygen, okay, content. Okay, some kind of oxygen content, and it should be really thick kind of oxygen content. Number 4 is, it should have radiation stoppage. Okay, like we have ozone layer and things like that. Okay, radiations, what happen, they usually destroy life within seconds. Okay, even if you have life formation coming in for some time, immediately the radiation will kill all the life. So that is why there should have, usually the planet should have a kind of radiation protection. Okay, radiation protection, whether it is further from the sun or closer to the star or further from the star. This is a basic thing which should have a protective layer of stopping the radiation. Okay, radiations are extremely empty space. You usually have a huge amount of radiation, especially from stars, some other kinds of galaxies, some other kinds of planets and things like that. So Jupiter, if you take, it has got so much of radiation. That is because it's an empty space, but it has an atmosphere. But the thing is, the atmosphere is extremely radioactive. Radioactive in the sense like it has got too much of radiation and other things. Okay, entering the atmosphere. That is why you don't have life in Jupiter. Secondly, Jupiter is extremely hot. Also, that's another one. There's about even 3 or 4 times hotter than our planet and things like that. So usually 10,000, the size is one thing. The other one is, it should have a clear atmosphere, some kind of atmosphere where oxygen content is really high. Secondly, one third water of the planet, and then you should have these are the kinds of basic things for requirement of life on our kind of life on other planets, or basic life structures like kind of like worms and flies and insects and those kind of things. So the basic life structure, you need those kind of things. Okay, whether plants also, like basic plants also, it is the same kind of structure. Okay, light should be there. For light, the at least 8 hours, 8 hours or 9 hours. That is the calculation that has been given. Okay, 8 hours light is necessary. Okay, so our planet has 12, which is quite enough for life sustenance. But 8 hours light is necessary for plants to survive. That is one thing. That's another thing for life on Earth, life on any other planet. Okay, other biological forms we are not very sure. Okay, like we are carbon based, plants are also carbon based, and things like that. Third, you should have your life can form only in some kind of envelope kind of thing, like egg or kind of some kind of plants are also supposed to have been created with some kind of hollow structure where encapsulated in some kind of hollow structure, and they broke open and then the first life came in. Like even now, if you see, most trees and other things have what are called seeds. Okay, so the seeds only, it's a kind of protective layer which protects from radiation and other things, and that is why trees and other things, they have seeds to protect all the things, and then only that's why they survive. Plants and other things cannot survive, life forms and other life forms. If it had been just this thing, then it wouldn't have survived. So even for plants and animals, you should have basic thing as some kind of seed formation. Okay, so this seed kind of formation is a kind of protective layer kind of thing which goes over the, and the actual life is inside. So those kind of things. So these are the basic some kind of requirements and other things. Okay, and one third and extra heat is also another factor. Okay, heat is, you cannot have too much of heat or too much of cold also. So these are, so today we have just looked some of the stars and what are the basic requirements of life formation on other planets and things like that. Some kind of planets, habitat where habitat zone and things like that. For further lookup, we can go look up the other things. Okay, so that's how scientists discover all these things. Okay, they the probability, or they use some kind of chances of lesser life survival. So there are two things. One is life survival, another one is life sustenance, another one is alien life. Then they have different kinds of things. Okay, alien life possibility and things like that. And there are other things like structural differences of life. Okay, so we are carbon based. It might be some other nitrogen based life and things like that. But those things are all very rarity. It might be possible, but we are not very sure about all those things. Okay, for our basic thing is how life is possible, because we are just talking about space technology and how we can go live there and those kind of, if they have how to design rockets for our life, to go and stay there and things like that, or do or rocket travel and things like that. So these are the things which you have to know for just for rocket travel and other things. Okay, or if you want to go to moon, or kind of stable things and things like that. Okay, so this is for life kind of thing, and life kind of rocket designs, and in capsule designs where you can have life sustaining for to do a rocket travel and other things. Okay, that is all for today. I think we have done enough. Okay, for let's probably see some other time some other things. How to life of sustenance and all. It's quite. It's a bit more complicated rather than normal kind of things. Okay, that's all for today. So let's finish it here. Thank you.